Good evening, everybody. How are we doing today? Welcome to UFRL's Tier 1, Round 6 Mystery Wheel. Just wait a few minutes for everybody to say they're in and they can see the joyous track that they'll be racing this evening. What's everybody's hopes resting on tonight? What's the one track people want? George, don't be a shite track. Well, I don't control. I just spin. But I mean, personally, there's only two or three that I like. Yeah, the rest. So don't know what you mean, Mr. P. Don't know what you mean. Right. We'll do a little shuffly waffle. Yeah, we'll click on the wheel. So the first track that it will not be tonight is definitely not Monaco. So it will not be in Japan. Japan has been eliminated. No Japan. Well, that's an alternative, Mr. Top. Shh. Anyway, little mixy. Next track to be eliminated is gonna be China. China's out of the selections for tonight's race. We're down to the last 6. Come on. I'm not reading that one out, Jar Jar. So tonight we are losing Brazil. Brazil has gone down to the last 5. Anybody who wanted Brazil, you will be unhappy. Here we go. The 5th one today. No, not the 5th one. The first of the last 5 to go. Australia is gone. Fairly sure you just raced in Australia, but I might be wrong. So to get a lottery on. Right, last 4. Got Miami, Mexico, Texas, or Vegas. Mr. P doesn't seem too happy. Do you want me to do another shuffle? Alright, I'll do one more shuffle. Ready? Bang. Alright. Alright, and we will be losing. We're losing Miami. Miami is not in the race tonight. Anybody wanted Miami? All the tracks have gone. No Kota, says Deadly. Pesci is enjoying this wheel. We are losing Mexico. Oh, so it's kind of between Vegas and Texas. So the next one to be eliminated. This is rigged. It's not. Honestly, look, you can see that I'm shuffling. I don't know what I'm shuffling to, but yeah. Anyway. Last one. We are not racing at... We're not racing at Vegas. We are not racing at Vegas. We are going to Texas this evening. Losing Miami now is like the beach. Kota, you're retired. Pesci is excited. I'm guessing that Deadly is also slightly excited. It's free. So yes, that's where we're racing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I guess you can all ready up now. We're racing at the Circuit of the Americas. And Hazel 0407, is that a crying face? Hazel, is that Hazel? Goodbye, Deadly. So, well, I think wasn't Deadly the who's the let's see the standings. Driver 1 standings. Let's get that up a little bit. Let's have a look. Ski scooey. So we'll have a look at the standings. And as you can see, Deadly is sharing top spot with creamy flaps in the Alpine. So, and they are only 6 points ahead of Pesci, and I believe that people have caught up Deadly because Deadly had a DNF. He said there, a DNF last week. Decided he wanted to give everybody a bit of a helping hand in trying to stay with him, I guess, this season. Maybe he thought it was a bit too easy. Pesci in third on 6 points. Well, mine on 121 points, 6 points behind, mind you, sorry. Mr. P in fourth. Christopher Shawlin, I believe that is, in fifth. Gibbo in sixth. Did someone leave? I can't remember. Hazer in seventh. Rafi in eighth. So it's fairly even. I mean, obviously, Humo and Hayes have only had one race with us at the moment. They joined fifth race into the season, so tonight let's see what they can do. He might as well finish before he retires. Well, server has gone. Goodbye, Deadly. Yeah, sorry, I'm distracting myself now. So that's the standings at the minute. Deadly be hoping for a better showing than what he's saying in the old chat there, but it's the top three obviously very close, top two extremely close, but it's not too spread out after 5 races so far, so could be anybody's game at the moment. We'll just nip into the race now, into qualifying, sorry. Get a little couple of details up. We'll have the fastest lap up first. Detail tyre, I'm guessing all soft, yes. Telemetry, no, I don't, yeah, do you want telemetry on? We'll leave telemetry on, we'll put lap data on, and track map. And then we get rid of that. So we have Deck, the only car out on track at the minute, on his out lap. I'm sure everybody's still trying to get their setups together. I think we have a Haas coming out of Christopher Shawlin. What a guess. Christopher Shawlin on an outlap as well, so there's only 2 cars out at the moment. Deck, we've got a third car, I think. Is that coming out? We've got a McLaren coming out, we've got a Williams, I think that was. There's Deck, sliding tyres everywhere. Trying to warm them up a bit. Lock up there on an outlap. Don't want to flat spot the tyres. Do not want to flat spot those tyres too early on, especially not before your first lap. But here we go then. Deck's coming around the final few corners to start his in lap. Oh, he's diving straight into pits. I'm guessing he has an engine penalty tonight. One sec. So Deck, I'm guessing, is taking an engine penalty. Either that or he just wasn't ready for his outlap. Right, so who have we got on track? We've got... Who's furthest up the line? It was the Haas of Shawlin, wasn't it? It was the Haas of Shawlin. So he will be going through the last few corners now to prepare for his first flying lap of this evening's qualifying. And here we go. Around the final bend. DRS in full use. Deck has retired from the session, so I am guessing it is a engine penalty. But we have Christopher Shawlin now on the first flying lap of this evening. Coming round past sector 1 now into the snaky section of the circuit. I do not know names, I do apologise. But snaky part seems good for me. Anyway, purple first sector, but obviously he's the only car who has done a first sector at the moment. 25.5 I think it was. Fairly reasonable first sector, I believe. Not entirely sure. Server. Sorry, I was just reading chat again, but with ERS battery being deployed all the way down the straight, just into the braking section. Then he starts to conserve it and recharge his battery. A little bit battery usage there. Purple second sec 102.7, 107.2. Oh my god, really shouldn't be here. And coming round the horseshoe now, long right-hander. Quite easy to lose the back end if you do get it a bit wrong and out of shape here. Can go off track here, keeps it in the white lines. Coming round the final corner now, only have a little bit of battery left. DRS open. Christopher Shortland comes across the line at 132.8 for the first lap of this evening. And next across the line, we have Stephanie Luke, who has invalidated and will be on a flying lap next time round. This time round, we have Deadly coming towards the end of his first flying lap of the evening. DRS in battery fully deployed, tops at 131.6, takes P1 for the time being. Who do we have next? McLaren. Bevan 133 pops himself into third. Warrener in a 132.5 pops themselves up into second place for the time being. There's El Humero, the Aston driver, coming across the line now, pops in 133.4. We then have Tesco's popping in a 132, pops himself into fourth position, taking down El Humero by one place. We have the kick across the line next. Woody pops in at 133.7. We then have Hayes in the Racing Bull starting his first flying lap. Coming a bit of traffic early on. Pesci, tired, I'm thinking he has an engine penalty as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Hayes are not doing well for that lap. Stephanie Luke, it's his second sector light here. Didn't know if he's up or down. Russell Bolt retired from the session, so that's 3 engine penalties I believe tonight. Might be a quali ban for someone actually. And Hayes, Stephanie Luke comes back into the pits again. Merckx coming around the track, purple first sector. Great first sector from him. Just following around down the straight for a little bit. No, we won't. We'll flip over to Tringler in the Williams car. 111 was the second sector, so I'm not sure what's that in relation to sector times. Wish it gave you sector times instead, because then I'd know a little bit more. Anyway, around the horseshoe we go, keeping the back end planted. Gonna have a Ferrari in front of him. Hopefully we'll be getting out of the way, but that's possibly put him off, so he's gonna bail into the pits there. One of the stewards will be having a look at that one later. We have Hybrid coming towards the end of his second sector, sorry, 102.8. So he's probably looking around third and down, I reckon, for Hybrid here with that middle sector. Again, I don't know what his first sector was. Could have been a flying Scorch River first sector, so we don't know. But as we come now to the end of Hybrid, coming around the final 2 corners, keeps it just within the white lines there. Hybrid comes across the line, DRS and battery all open and used. 134.3, pops himself into 9th position, 2 places behind his teammate Woody. JSS invalidated that lap. But Tringler in the pits. Hazer now on his first flying lap of the session. Didn't see what he did for his first sector. So just have a look. 102.7, 105, 101.5. We'll get it right eventually. It seems to be very much quicker through the second sector there. How is he going to get around? How is he going to get on around the rest of the track? Zooming all the way around, rears planted. Takes a wider line into the one of the final corners, well within the white stuff there. Not a great deal of battery left, but not a lot of usage left either. Battery is gone. Comes across the line in P3, 131.9. Great lap for Hazer there. Wonder if he can find a couple of tenths in there to go ahead of the Haas in front of him. Can he even find 3 tenths to dislodged Deadly up ahead. We have JSS, Tringler on an outlap, Snappy Luke on an outlap as well. Shaolin is on an outlap, I believe. Either that or his second sector is very slow. But he's coming into the pits. Hazer is down on his first sector, I think that was. KRS open, battery is being deployed. There's Merckx. Merckx has invalidated his lap. So Hazer is the only one on a flying lap right now, as he loses the back end of the car coming round. Bit too trigger happy with the throttle there. Loses the back end, but I think he might have been coming into the pits anyway. But we'll go on with Merckx, who has also validated his lap. Deadly starting his second flying lap of this evening. This is following into the snaky section of the circuit. English. Gutted. I'm missing this. I love this track. Yeah, but I don't know why. How come you're not here? Was it personal reasons, or is there something else going on? Have you? I don't know. Quali band, race band. As Deadly is up in his first sector by 1/10. But yeah, Gutted, you ain't in here. English does make for good racing. But yes, hope all is good. As we have Deadly now coming down the back straight, not the back straight, but yeah, let's go back straight towards the end of his second sector now. Will he get the braking correct? Slots in on the right one, then swinging the left hand, swinging round for the right hander. Still just under 2/10 up in the middle sector. So this is going to be another stonking lap from AKZ Deadly this evening. The Haas getting out of the way very nicely for Deadly there. Deadly round, using battery around the horseshoe there. Not seeing anybody else do that this evening, but yeah, keeping it within the white stuff, on the black stuff, sorry, within the white lines. Battery to the end. He's used all his battery. He still puts in a faster lap, but 1:31.4, a 1:31.4. Pops himself nearly half a second ahead of second place now. Who else we got on it? We got Tringler. Tringler's on. Oh, looking a bit skittish around it. He's definitely lost that. Yeah, you wanna. I mean, and he's wow. Yeah, he definitely lost it. Tesco's now apparently up in his first sector. Is he on an in lap? Yes, he must be on an lap. He must have just put that lap in 1:32.4. It's a good lap from him. Tringler obviously will be coming into the pits. Here we got Deadly done. Shaolin 9/10 up. We just started the lap. I don't get this. So he's 7/10 up in his first sector here. 7/10 up. What's he going to get round now? He's looking for at least half a second to Deadly here. So he's going to have to put an absolute fantastic lap in. There's a kick salvo comes across the line. Woody to start his A flying lap. We'll check on him later. I think it's Woody anyway, as no hybrid is on an outlap, so that will be Woody who is starting his flying lap. We'll stay on board with Shaolin now. He's up in the second sector by 1/10. So is this on his time, or I keep forgetting if it's on his time or onto Deadly's time. But if he's 1/10 up on Deadly's middle sector, then that is a fantastic middle sector. But we'll come round the final two corners now. Will he keep it within the white lines here, pushing it to the edge, almost off track there, but then he invalidates it at the final corner. Oh, so unlucky, because that would definitely move them within 2/10 surely of Deadly there. Woody who is on an in-lap, I think. Got Hybrid getting out of the way with JSS, who is starting a flying lap, or is already invalidated. Unless he came off the last turn too wide or too short, but so his lap is invalidated. Hybrid is on an in lap. Humor, sorry, must be on an out lap. We have just over 3 minutes. Just over 3 minutes left of the session as El Humero does come into the pits. So we have no one out on track because I think Shulin will be coming into the pits. Bevan is on an out lap. Hybrid. Unless Hybrid is starting a lap, we've got JSS. Then we have the other Hazer Shulin. Other Hassel Shulin. He'll be coming into the pits. JSS doing. He is going for a lap, but it says it's invalidated, so I'm not sure what he's doing here. Yeah, so it was invalidated, it wasn't just me. So his lap didn't count. Hybrid, who is now going to start a fast lap. Why have you got 4? Was there a quali ban tonight? Oh, yeah, I think, was it Deku who had a quali ban? So yes, he'll be starting from the back of the grid as well. But we'll just stay with Hybrid for a minute, because I think he's the only one on a flying lap, as Woody has retired from the session now as well. Mr. P is dreading this race. He's dreading this race, not me. But I'm excited for the first corner, I can't lie. I feel there's going to be some sort of chaos into turn 1. But we shall wait and see as we see Hybrid coming round the final few corners into the horseshoe right-hander. Got a fair bit of his battery left again. See, he doesn't use, or he does now. I think Deadly was using it a tad earlier than what I've seen. Keeps it within the white lines, but how much time did he lose with that? Lost the back end, trying to keep it all under control. Pops himself at 133.7, so he stays in 12th place. But he will be mightily unhappy because that did look like a bit of a quicker lap for himself. We've got Hazer now for the Ferrari. Can he do anything about Christopher Shawlin in front of him? Hazer has used a lot of battery already and still got the last 2 sectors to go, unless he thinks he's gonna save up enough to, well, he must think that, otherwise, and he's still using, but we're gonna get into the last section here. Long right-hander using battery again like Deadly did, but he's not gonna have much battery left. Definitely got into saving mode here because he's gonna need it, but as we come across the final turn, Hazer uses all his battery, pops himself into P2 with 131.6. Qualifying has now ended. So those out on track now hopefully all got round. And I believe what we said is Tesco's. Maybe there was a bit of a Ferrari good strategy call down the back straight there. I don't know. But we have Tringler up in the middle sector here. What can he do? Where can he put that Williams on the grid for tonight's race? Does anybody know if it's raining in the race as well or not? Or should we just find out? But we come round the horseshoe here into the final 2 corners. Will he keep the car in the white lines? Nicely planted in the middle. coming around the final corner now. Can he keep it together for the last sprint to the line? Pops himself into P4, puts himself above his Williams teammate, Stephanie Luke. So we have Deadly also put in another fastest lap, 131.1, puts himself again half a second ahead of P2, which is the Ferrari, who is not on the fast lap. And we have Humero coming towards the end of the line now. A little slide out of the final corner, pops himself up into P10, and we have Bevan now, who has invalidated his lap, who's pulling into the pits. And that is your qualifying over and done with today. So Deadly puts in a fantastic 131.1 to be almost half a second up on second place. So we'll just have a look at that. Just under half a second between P1 and P2. Then between P2 and P4 we have about half a second. And then from P5 pretty much down to P7, I think it was. Relatively close, all within set time. Did someone just leave? I feel like someone just left. 1 second. So there we have qualifying over and done with. You see Deadly in the Red Bull in P1, Hazer P2 in the Ferrari, Christopher Shaw in the Haas P3. Then we have Trengler, Stephanie Luke, Tesco Meal Deals, Merckx, Warrener, Woody, and El Humero are your top 10 for this evening. Hayes, Bevan, and I forgot who the last one was. Doug says up the Deadly in chat. Mr. P says he's a trail. We've read that. English says my personal best is 3 tenths clear of Deadly. This hurts. They should have been here. That's what I'm saying. Shoulda, woulda, woulda, coulda. Yes, we have a 5 minute break now. We will be back in 5 minutes. So if you do need to get drinks, do some other stuff, you know, whatever, you go and do that, and we shall be back in 5 minutes. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how the sound things work. I can't find them on here, so I don't know how Panther does it. I've tried finding it, but yeah, I don't know. Unless it works and it's coming through and you can all hear it, then yeah, crack on. I just don't hear it. But yeah, I've just been looking through some of the chat and seems like a few not so happy people. We've got 2 minutes before the start of the race, or before they can start readying up at least. But there's some people not happy that it's this track, and some people think it's just a skill issue. No names. If El Humero is listening, then yeah, from what we've seen, your connection seems a lot better today. Hayes this is his first time racing in Kota all year, so he made it nearly through March. 3 months with no Kota. How do you feel? Hayes is also dreading this at the same time. A lot of people don't like. What is it about this circuit that people don't like? Is it like the first section, the second section? Do people find it boring? Less than a minute to go now before they can all start readying up. But yeah, do people find it just boring racing here? I've got an unread. Oh no. What is happening? Sorry, don't know what happened there. But yeah, is it more just people they find it boring, or they find it too easy? Gets a lot of hate from people. I don't mind it. It's not one of my favorite tracks, but I wouldn't say it's my worst track. I wouldn't say I don't enjoy racing here. As 36 has come up on the board now, I believe the drivers can start readying up. Oh my lord, what happened there? There we go. Apologies. Yeah, so they can start readying up now, I believe. That's my computer desk just falls to pieces. I just saw. Don't know what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about. You saw nothing. Yeah, so I think the drivers can now ready up. Hopefully they are. Oh, they are ready up. Oh my god, what have I done to the stream? Just in time for the 5 lights to go out. Here we go. Deadly gets off the line well. Got Christopher Shawlin. Looks like he's in AI mode at the moment, or ghosted, as Hayes locks up going around the inside, and Deadly saw that coming, swooped back underneath him to regain first place. Seems fairly stable going around for the first green corners. Looks like there's a Woody or hybrid there going very wide. We have a Pesci going up the inside of Woody. Woody's holding around the outside. Mixture of tyres as Warner has dropped all the way to the rear of the grid. He has had a spin or contact with someone. I couldn't see. We got Deck, who is all over the place here. No, he's not. That's not Deck. Deck holding off Bevan here. Bevan looking to make a move. Shows his nose. He's going for the inside move. Will they make contact? Why does it not switch over? But looks like they're both through into the next corner. We've got JSS following suit. Mr. P close by, and Pesci does move up. Rusted Bolt moves up on Woody. Pesci does get past Woody then. So has Woody got any damage? He seems to be going very slowly. Losing his position out to Hybrid now. Question will be how quickly will Warner catch up if Woody has got any damage, but he's continuing round now. Deadly puts in the fastest lap of the race, almost a second clear of Hazar in the Ferrari in P2. But just get some details up. We have position changes. Yeah, we'll leave that for a minute. We have Warner, who's retired from the session already. Will that bring out a safety car? No, it won't. He's retired in the pits. We'll just have a look at the position changes here. We have Woody down 8 places after, I believe, maybe some contact with with some. Sorry, I was just reading chat. That's just Woody. To be fair, is it just dropping down? Oh, he's giving others a chance. But Woody down 8 places in 17th. Hybrid down 3 places to 16th. Russell Bottom stayed in P15. Pesci up 4 places. Mr. P up 4 places. JSS up 2. Everybody seems to have moved up 1. Hayes in P10. Going for a move on deck on the inside. Beautiful racing here for the two of them. But Deck holds it clean as you like. Round the outside. Holds onto the outside line. Keeps Hayes behind him. But that might have woken Deck up a little bit. Don't think he would have been expecting anybody to go down the inside there. But he's kept it behind him. Got El Humo in the outside in P8. Merckx still in P7. It's a good start from him. Stephen Luke down 1 place. Tesco up 1 place. Shawlin down 1. Tringler and the other Williams up 1. And Hazer and Deadly are your 2 leaders for this evening. And Hazer has stayed within the 1 second here. Tringler dropped away from Hazer now. He's over 1 second. So he will not be getting DRS down the long back straight. And we will see what happens. Stephanie. Is it, do I have to call him Stephanie? Why is it? No, how is it criminal? I mean, they have circuits they like, circuits they don't. I mean, you could say that about any circuit. Look at what Cowley did in Canada for T3. Like, that should have been a Tier 2 driver then, if we're going by that. Anyway, back to this race. With Deadly still trying to pull away from Hazer. Hazer still within 1 second of Deadly there. Christopher Shawlin getting past Tringler into the left-hander there. Both sandbaggers don't defend them. I've got to start reading chat while I'm trying to do this. This is wrong. So the top 4 now are as they were on the grid. Tesco's still up 1 position. We'll see what drive. No, we don't want that. No. Yeah. We'll go stops. No one's made stop. Everybody's on the medium tires except for Pesci, Bolt, and Woody. I believe were the ones starting from the back of the grid. Deck was one of them as well, but he's gone for the medium, so he believes he can stay close to the leaders to make the hards pay off later on in the race. As Pesci gets past Mr. P on the hard tyres. Pesci on the hard tyres gets past Mr. P on the medium tyres. As JSS gets past Hybrid. No one's had a penalty yet. Humour and Deck swapping places. We'll just have a quick go down to there. I've lost what I'm doing. We'll do that. We'll carry on. And so there you go. You have Humo getting past Alpine of Deck getting past El Humo in the Aston Martin. Merckx still in P7. And Hazer still within the 1 second mark on Deadly in front. Both going to be saving battery, but Hazer will obviously gain a little bit more of an advantage to stay within DRS of Deadly. Shawlin and Tringler coming close together there as the Williams driver then retakes P3. And we carry on for another lap. And Carly, his seasons moved to Will, that's why he stayed down. I will not have any of this talking here. There's Tesco's was looking to make a move on Shawlin there, I think. Had a little look round down the inside there, I think. As Pesci gets past Hayes, up to P10 now for Pesci, chasing down Deck in P8 at the moment, trying to stay with him, but he's just dropped out of DRS 2. Well, he hasn't actually been in DRS 2 to El Humoro yet, but Humoro is just about, I think, dropped out of DRS 4 Deck, so that's going to be interesting there. Deck desperately trying to get through these other few drivers until he gets up to Deadly and Hazer, who Hazer is almost dropping now out of DRS. Deadly is having a good first sector here. Deck almost pushing the Aston Martin and Merckx round that little corner, up the little corner there. And here we go, Deck will have DRS, as will Merckx and every driver in front, but I think Deck has already shaped up to do it. DRS open on both cars, but Merckx is battery saving. Deck passed, and Christopher Shortland up on Stringler, and Stringler will not defend it, but maybe they should start working together to try and catch up to Hazer rather than battling out with themselves. But why do I know? I can hear when you read the chat, by the way. I know you can, I can't read quietly, shut up. Voices start talking. Rusted Bolt getting past Bevan there, and Bevan fighting back. Rusted Bolt and Bevan, was there a little coming together there into the corners? Rusted Bolt looks like he's going on the inside of the horseshoe. Bevan holding around the outside. Beautiful try. There's a little bit of contact there from Bevan into Rusted Bolt. Don't know if he thought he deserved a bit more room there, but Bevan getting past Rusted Bolt there. Woody picks up a 3-second penalty for, I'm assuming, track limits. Luke loses out to Tesco's in the Ferrari, so Williams down to 6th place. Rusted Bolt again with Bevan and JSS. There's a lot of coming together. Was there damage on someone's JSS? Doesn't look like he has damage. But they're all... Was that McLaren? No, McLaren looks okay. The Red Bull rusted JSS. Not missing anything. So maybe everybody's still got all the bits and bobs on the car. Stop. I can't read the chat. So, there was definite contact there. What has gone on? Rusted Bolt into the back of Bevan. Don't know what happened there. Was there a lockup? But JSS now down the order. Woody up to 16th. Hybrid in 15th. Rusted Bolt, who I believe is the one who come away with wing damage, goes up the inside of Bevan with the wing damage. Does he manage to hold it? There's again contact between the pair of them. Keep it together, lads. It's like, this is good. It's good racing. I don't know if it's on purpose, this touching, but that is Rusted Bolt is a penalty for multiple warnings there. I think finally gives up the battle with Bevan. I don't know if he could have held it around the track here, around that horseshoe corner, as he will peel off into pits, so he will have to go on to the mediums. Well, the mediums one, I don't think the medium's going to last to the end of the race, so he's going to have to pit again, as he will then come out to the pits. But Bevan has a gap now between himself and Woody, so give him a little breathing space, give him a little time to end plates. What? End plates well gone. Yes, it definitely was well gone, wasn't it? It didn't even have a plate. Would you stop talking to me? I'm trying to do this. Anyway, so Deck gets past Tesco's, and Tesco's is now with DRS gonna go for a move on the inside of Deck. Thinks better of it, slots back in behind him. Deck holds on to 5th place, who has caught up to Stringler now. Stringler has dropped 6 seconds. No, not 6 seconds. What am I saying? Stringler has stayed within the 1 second of Christopher Shortland. Shortland has dropped 6 seconds now to Hazer, and he's bringing everybody closer. He seems to be just sort of holding people up with his. He's on the medium tyres now, so I think. Let's have a look at the old tyres. Oh, if anybody's going to gain at the minute, Pesci's definitely going to gain, because he is in this little battle here, just coming up to the back of it. Well, not the back of it, getting past one Aston. He's got to get past the next Aston before turn 1. So it's looking quite good for Pesci at the moment on the hard tyres. He's definitely going to benefit when these mediums do drop off, and I think that will be any time from around lap 9 to 13, I think it said. I'm not entirely sure. I might be making that up. I don't know. But let's just have a quick look at the chat here. I can hear you when you read the line. Zoot, zoot, Jesus. Like them people that can only read in their head if they move their lips. Yes! Bevan picks up a 3-second time penalty as well. I've never read something that's so true. But yeah, as Bevan picks up a time penalty, Pesci looking for a move on Stepney Luke. Will Stepney Luke defend into a corner? He will not defend. He will not need to defend because Pesci was already round him before the braking zone. So Pesci moved up into P7 now. These medium tyres possibly falling off now on the hard tyres of Pesci coming into play. The question will be how close can he get to Hazer and Deadly before they pit, as he looks like he's already eyeing up Tesco's into the final corners. I think Tesco's might just drop out of DRS here, and he pulls very wide into the corner. Will stay within DRS of Deck, I think, but I think Pesci's got this move done and dusty. He doesn't have DRS. Tesco's does not have DRS, so Pesci should get this done into turn 1, and he pulls out to the inside. Nice line in there, as Tesco's doesn't really fight that one off. So Pesci now got to get within the 1 second of Deck in front of him. Deck also doing very well, but he's on the medium tyres, so he will lose out as well. Pesci will definitely be leading tonight at some point, but it's for how long can Hazer and Deadly, I think, stay out, as we have yellow flags out in sector 1. I think that is a kick of Hybrid going for a little spin. Does he have damage? No, he does not have damage. So as Hazer wasn't paying attention there, Hazer almost round the outside of Deadly. Deadly holding him on the outside, shows him the back of his car. Hazer goes to the inside for a switch. Hazer on the switchback, Deadly on the switchback, sorry. Beautiful driving here from the two of them, but this will now be helping everybody. If they start fighting, it's going to help everybody else catch up with them, or are they both going to come into the pit straight away? Is this what's going to happen? Is anybody going to blink? No one is blinking for the pits. So Hazer now is your race leader, starting lap 10. Your race leader, new race leader in Hazer, in the Scarlet Ferrari, as Red Bull of Deadly pushing him very close to turn 1 there. Sholin now still 6 seconds off Deadly. I don't know which battle to go for. It's Tringler and Pesci. Now Pesci round the outside, now to the inside of the snaky section. Gets it done long before the snake section, to be fair. Pesci up into P4. He'll now hopefully get past Christopher Sholin by the end of the straight. We'll just go back to the straight now, as we have Deadly, who is within a second of Hazer in front of him. Hazer does look like he's got a bit of a better exit there, but now the DRS of Deadly is open. He will be closing up right behind him. Hazer goes to the inside to defend. Deadly on the outside. Will there be contact? Keep it clean. Hazer has the better line, a better exit there. Keeps P1 for the time being. Are they going to be coming into the pits now? Will they? I reckon 2 more laps. 2 more laps, I reckon these two will go. But Sholin now is in within 6 seconds of Deadly. So these two fighting have had about 8 temps lost to them and Christopher Sholin. Deadly is swinging into the pits. Both look like they were. Hazer played a trick. Hazer stays out for 1 more lap. Deadly coming into the pits now. So this will be the pit for the race lead initially, but it all depends on how long Pesci will stay out for now. That's the other driver we're looking for. Deadly is getting held up. He's getting held up by all the drivers. This will not help him whatsoever. That has probably cost him a few places there. 2 seconds maybe. Awful timing for Deadly and everybody else to come into the pits. It looked like it was going so well, and now he's probably lost, like I say, about 2 seconds to Hazer there. We've got a kick going very slowly there. I think he'll be coming into the pits. Please excuse the coughing, just my child. So we'll nip back up the track here. We got Tesco's behind Bevan. Tesco's still clean driving for the moment. He is on the hard tyres. Just going to come out of that view. Didn't know why we're still there. Pesci now within just over 5 seconds of Hazer in front. So how much longer can Hazer go on these tyres? As Hybrid is just taking the pit stop, I believe. He's not retiring. Good on him. Let's go. What is this game? I don't know. Deadly is a young Max Verstappen. 3 seconds warning for JSS there. As Pesci sliding his back end about a little bit there. Maybe the tyres are starting to wear on him. What is Hazer doing now? Will he come into the pits? He does come into the pits, and so he's probably lost about 2 seconds in that with Pesci. Sorry, so Pesci's gained 2 seconds just on that lap. So that's how quickly those tyres were going. As Hazer in the pits, Merckx in the pits, El Humero going round again. Humero going round again, so he will take up P2 at the moment. Pesci into your lead, new race leader. Pesci, he'll have a 9-second lead nearly over P2. Deadly now is... No, stop it. That one. There we go. So Deadly is now 12 seconds behind Pesci. Fresh tyres now. Fresh hard tyres, I believe. So has those few seconds cost him this race? Will Pesci be able to extend it a little bit more than 12 seconds, maybe 13? But I think Deadly is catching up this lap, as Humero obviously 10 seconds, but he is on old medium tyres now, so shouldn't cause too much of an issue for Deadly when he comes up behind him. There's Tringler, who will have DRS here, wants to get up and stay with Deck in the old Alpine. So is Deck also pitted as well? We'll have a look at the pit stops. We'll have a look at pit stops. There we go. So Pesci still yet to stop. He's on the hard tyres. Started on the hard tyres. It's worked out quite nicely for him. He's 11 seconds ahead of P2 at the moment. P2 is El Humero, who has lost the back end. Nearly taken Deadly out with him. How close was that to Deadly being wiped out of the race? Oh my goodness, what reactions there from Deadly. As Humero will be coming into the pits. He's lost his front wing, but his tyres, he lost the back end of that car, and around he went. A Deadly, well, if there's no, as we have Bevan, 10-second penalty for cutting corners coming into the pits. I wonder if he's going to bring that to the stewards there, but we'll see what happens. There's Humero into the pits as well. Woody still hasn't stopped. He started on the hard tyres though, but it's not had the greatest race so far. Again, started on the hard tyres like Pesci did, but Pesci's just shot up the order. So him and Pesci, sorry, the last two to stop on this stint. Sorry, Pesci, look, 17 places up. Deck up 11. Deck has pitted, yes. So Deck is now on the hard tyres, I believe. There we go. Hybrid on the soft tyres, going for the fastest lap. Bevan on the hard tyres. Rusty Bolts still out on medium tyres, but I think he already came into the pits once already, so he'll try and extend them as long as he can. Probably get another 4 laps out of him. Yeah. So, as the jalapeno on a stick, as what was it, gutted Kennedy, holy poo for I'm assuming the Humero and Deadly almost coming together. I wonder how Deadly's feeling now. He's 11 seconds behind Pesci. Pesci's having a reasonably good stint on these mediums, so on his hard. Sorry, how long can he go? Can he get them to lap 20? If he gets them to lap 20, he's gonna have a very good good last stint on the medium tyres to hunt down what will be definitely deadly, Hazer, and possibly Shaolin. 10, 12, 14, no, maybe, well, definitely Shaolin. So Tringler will probably drop down to 6th, I reckon, when he pits eventually, depending on how close the field do get to him, obviously, and how fast his tyres drop off now. Stepney Luke getting past the Woody, who is now going to have a look on Mr. P. No, he's not, because Mr. P's got past Woody as well, and he's now making a move on Stepney Luke. Mr. P takes both Woody and Stepney Luke on the entrance and down the main straight. The main straight. Up into P9 now. Merckx 4 seconds up the road on him. What is this view all about? Tesco's, we have a yellow flag at the end of the lap. Green now. Was there contact between drivers? Got Tringler, who's on a penalty. Deck getting close to Shaolin now. Shaolin not going to have DRS down the straight. Hazer lost a bit of time here to Deadly, I think. And Deadly staying 10 seconds now between Pesci and Deadly. I know there was 12, but it hasn't gone down as quick as I thought it would. But here we go. Lap 15. Deadly chasing down Pesci on old mediums. Deadly on fresh hards. No, both on hard tyres. Pesci on older hards. 15 lap older hards. And Deadly probably on 2 or 3 laps. What's the tyre sitch? I shall let you know. Tyre situation is the tyre. There you go. The top 11 all on hard tyres. Woody and Pesci still yet to pit. They started on the hard tyres. Pesci has definitely made his stint work really well. Woody's had a few issues with his opening stints. Deadly still hasn't really closed up too much on this lap either. Still around the 10-second mark. So Pesci's doing something very well, something good here, keeping his tyres alive, keeping time there. But he knows he's losing time, but he's not losing it too quickly, is what I'm trying to say. But that's the tyre situation. That's the penalty situation. Bevan on 16, cutting the corner apparently at one point. I'm sure the stewards will be looking into that. JSS on 3 seconds, Bolt on 3, Woody, Stepney Luke on 3, and Tringler on 3 as well. And that's a stop. Still Woody and Pesci to stop. Position changes, as you can see. Safety car would be hilarious now. Yes, a safety car would be hilarious. Not for some people. Rusty Bolt now is coming into the pits to go on to the hard tyres for the rest of the race. He had it coming together earlier on. Had to change the front wing, I believe it was. I believe he had no front wing. Well, half a front wing at one point. Pesci still 10 seconds. Hazer gets past Deck gets past Hazer, sorry, into P3. Shaolin catching up to Hazer, but I think the top, apart from obviously, so yeah, they all stopped around the same time. The top 2 to 7 all stops around the same time. Hazer has got 1 lap younger tyres though, so that's good work in his benefit as well. Pesci still going around. We have a caution in sector 2. I think it's a Haas. It is a Haas. Has gone round, losing a place out to the Aston Martin. Doesn't appear to be too much damage on his car there, so I'm sure we saw Deck pulling in the fastest lap there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was. Actually, just as Tesco's goes past the pit, then we should see a safety car. That's so harsh. Wow. That's just raw hatred right there. Raw hatred. What did he do to you to have that much hatred? But we'll continue with this. Deck Now trying to chase down Deadly, bringing Hazer and Christopher just dropping off a little bit. I think he still stayed within the 1 second mark. He did not. So he is now dropped out of the DRS of Hazer. Hazer going for the move up the inside of Deck. Does Deck really fight that? I don't think Deck fought that too much. Maybe they're going to try and work together to try and catch up to Deadly. The 7 second gap there. Pesci is still yet to pit. Where did he go now? He's still going round. His tyres are okay, so he says. Hybrid coming out of the pits. Now will it cause a problem for Pesci? No, it won't. And we see Pesci continue into lap 18 and leading the race by 8 seconds. They can take his sandbags out. Wow. Deadly must be wondering what Pesci's up to. Hazer and Deck, are they working together to close down up to Deadly now? I think that's going to be their only chance to get closer to Deadly there if they work together. But we'll see what happens down this straight here. Does look like Deck just backed off a little bit. Maybe saving some battery for the boost down here. But I don't think Hazer will put too much of a fight up. Still 10 laps to go. Deck DRS open now. Yeah, I think they're going to try and do what they can to get as close as they can to Deadly. Still 7 second is the lead. 6 second is the lead for Pesci at the moment. Deadly is now catching up. A little slide there with his tyres, but how are Pesci's tyres? Is he coming into the pits this lap? Is he coming to the pit? Is he coming? He's coming into the pits. Bit of a late call there. Comes into the pits, slows down nicely. Deadly will come now across the line to start lap 19 in P2, but he will take the lead of the race as the RB doesn't come into the stop. Will it be a quick stop? Will it be an RB special? It looked fairly good. So Pesci now coming out of the pits now. Deck coming down the main straight. Deck up into P2. Hazer into P3. Pesci drops down to P4. Will Tringler get past him? I don't think he will, but Christopher Shawlin will. And Pesci down into P5 now. So Pesci, what can he do? He's 12 seconds behind Deadly. Now Pesci will have very, very nice new shiny new medium tyres now. He is going to push as hard as he can for the next 10-ish laps. How close can he get to Deadly? 12 seconds is the lead. Just under 12 seconds now. Deadly Pesci into DRS now. Was just outside DRS for that straight, so that won't have helped him too much. But he will keep pushing. And why is that gone? There we go. Pesci almost pushing the Haas round. Will he go for the switchback on the inside? Did catch a bit unaware from Shawlin there, but Deadly picks up a 3-second time penalty. Oh, how things could go wrong, as Deadly now has only got a 4-second lead over Deck. This is really helping Pesci out now. He's 3 seconds from Hazer in front of him. Hazer does have the DRS with Deck. Still, I mean, are they actually gaining on him though? I mean, it's still 7 seconds. Don't think they're gaining as much as they'd want to gain. So Deadly still 7.5 on track. 4 seconds is the lead at the moment. What can they do, and what can Pesci do now? 2.5 seconds behind Hazer in P3. So Pesci will definitely get back up onto the podium spot. Should get back up into P2 definitely. Can he close down Deadly though? Will there be an epic fight for the lead on the last lap. Will we have that today? We shall find out. As Hazer and Deck now going to have to start working together to try and stay ahead of Pesci. But I don't think two of the opposite teams will want to be helping each other. As El Humor picks up a 3-second warning as well. Merckx getting past Tesco. Tesco's fighting back. Merckx does have the inside for the next corner. Does hold it together. Tesco's wanting to hold it around the outside. Now the inside. Hazer picks up a time penalty. This is going to help Pesci even more. Merckx tries to hold it around the outside of the Ferrari. Is he still going to be there? Pesci puts in the fastest lap of the race. The Aston Martin of Merckx is still there on the inside line. Will there be contact? There was contact. There was always going to be contact. Merckx is sent spinning. Has that caused a safety car? I don't think it has. So no safety car there. Stepney Luke moves up into P9 as Mr. Poem also moves up to P8. Tesco stays in P7. Merckx down to P10. Unfortunate chain of events there. But what, especially now within DRS surely of Hazer in front of him. Hazer also having the 3-second time penalty. Deck has pulled back a second on Deadly Day. They're within 4.5 seconds now. So Deck is now starting to push Deadly a little bit. Seen the mistake. So he's got to push to get within 3 seconds of Deadly to dislodge him from the top spot. Pesci, will he go down the inside of Hazer into the turn? He doesn't lock up, keeps it within the white lines. Now his next move is onto Deck. Deck will be seeing how quick it was for Pesci to get past him, to get past Hazer there. So will Deck put up a fight and keeping Pesci behind, or will he just not really fight him and let him pass and then try and keep on the battling with Hazer? What's going to happen here? Because Pesci is definitely going to get past on the start finish straight here. I don't see Deck being able to do too much about it. Will he go defensive? Will he stays? I think he's staying on the racing line. Comes a little bit inside. Pesci leaves it late. Throws it up the inside. Will there be contact? Looks like it was clean. And Pesci round the outside up into P2. Now has 1 second gap to close up onto Deadly now. Well, 4 seconds on track, but 1 second overall because, wow, he's got a 3-second time penalty. As long as Pesci doesn't get one, this will be Pesci's race. Deck will stay with him for the DRS detection zone, which will help him in his battle with Hazer. Pesci, will he be under fire from Deck at the end of the straight here? Don't think he will be. What else is going on? Everybody seems a bit more spread out since the pit stops. Now with the last 6 laps coming in. Deadly keeping him above the 3-second mark. Pesci doing a lot, all he can to close it down. But I don't think it's a matter of when will he pass. It's how long can he keep him there, because obviously Deadly on the hard tyres. Pesci's medium tyres will start to go away. He's done, how many laps has he done on the 3 laps? Got 5-ish to go. 4 laps. Yeah, he should. Maybe they will hold on to the end. Well, they will hold on to them, but how much time will he lose in relation to Deadly? He's still only just within the 3 seconds now of Deadly here. If Deadly can just save up for a little bit and then maybe just do a bit of a push every now and then to push him beyond the 3-second mark, maybe Deadly could do that. Maybe that's what Deadly's planning. Deck still staying within 1 second of Pesci, definitely helping him in his battle with Hazer. He's pulled out over a second now, so Hazer will not be having DRS in the long straight we have here, so that will help Deck very nicely. Pesci still not quite closing up on Deadly as you would have thought he'd want it to be, as Luke Stepney picks up a 3-second time penalty. Deadly, is he using the kick of hybrid? Is he just staying behind it? No, he's not. I thought he was. He's not. That just shut that thing down altogether. So, Deadly got past hybrid now. Pesci has not got past him, but will he pick up DRS from the back of that kick? He does not, but the kick is looking like it's going to be moving out of the way. Pesci will be begging that he would have got DRS there, but unfortunately, as the kick is well out of the way. Great driving from hybrid there. Staying well clear. Pesci and Deck through. Deck loses out to the 1 second mark on Pesci. So we have yellow flags. Again, is for the hybrid, hybrid in the kick. And JSS and Russia Bolt having a little to and fro contest there. I think JSS just losing out to Russia Bolt. He's on fresher tyres. He's obviously stopped twice. Got Pesci. Oh, we got Mr. P on the back of Tesco's here. Will this be a move done at the end of the long straight here, using DRS to get past Tesco's meal deals up into P8? What's gonna happen here? What's Tesco's got in defence now? Will Mr. P go full beans and past the meal deals? On the straight, we've got Tesco's. There's the DRS zone. Mr. P does have the DRS open. Is he closing up enough? Doesn't seem to be. So Tesco is able to stay in 7th place for the time being. Pesci almost within the 1 second of Deadly. Tantalisingly close. 4 laps to go, including this one. Just outside DRS for that part, but he will get DRS down the next straight. Deck is just trying to stay within 3 seconds, I would say, of Deadly. Hazer just outside the 3 seconds of Deadly. So Deadly at the minute, I think, will be dropping down to P3 if Deck can stay with Pesci. But Pesci gonna have DRS down this straight. Deck is trying his best to get within the detection zone. Will he be in 1 second? I don't think he will be, as Merckx and Stepney Luke Merckx getting around Stepney Luke up into P9 after his contact with Tesco's earlier on. I'm sure the stewards might be having a look at that one later. El Humero approved 3 second penalty for multiple warnings. Pesci Deadly does defend. Pesci went to move late. Lock up from Pesci. Was that moving on the braking from Deadly there? I'm not entirely sure. Looked a bit close, but Pesci now, with this going on, has pulled Deck within a second of himself. So that has definitely helped Deck in his chances to get past Deadly with the 3 second time penalty that he has. Pesci is desperately, he's got so much more grip. So Deadly another 3 second warning for not corner cutting, track limits. So that's definitely him out of the top 3. Will he drop down? Will Hazer now move up? It's going to be close. So Hazer with a 3 second. Except so Hazer's already got a 3 second as well. So I think Deadly will still stay on the podium. I think it will just be P3, depending on how long this battle goes on for. Because the longer the battle goes on for, the worse Pesci's tyres are going to get, sitting in the dirty air of the Red Bull of Deadly in front of him. But Pesci will now have DRS down the straight, as will Deck. This could work out really well for Pesci, or not so great, but Deck don't think is close enough to make a move on Pesci. Pesci, Deadly going to the inside. Pesci now cutting, switching back late. The old switch of Rooney Roo there does him, and Deadly loses out to Pesci. He went defensive, then went back to the racing line, and Pesci then ducked back onto the inside as Deadly then goes back to the inside. make sure the switcheroo for Pesci there definitely not going to come off. Good driving from these two. Clean driving, aggressive driving, but very good. Very clean. So Pesci goes to the inside. This is where Merckx lost it with Tesco's, but they keep it together. Doesn't seem to be too much contact here. Does seem to be pretty good racing. Deadly now moving to the inside. Pesci all over the back of him, almost pushing the car up the hill now. Pesci round the outside. Deadly still holding the inside. Deadly will break a little bit later. Deadly pushes Pesci, but Pesci stays within the white lines. They're coming down into the snaky section. Is there going to be contact here? Who was the bigger balls? I think it was Deadly here. Kept it together. Frozen it. Holding it all together through the snaky section. But Pesci now is a lot further away from Deadly, coming down into the DRS section. Deck was a lot closer. I wonder if Deck had to back off a bit as well, because... But he's also... Oh, Deck is a lot closer now. This is the closest all three of them have been, I think. And who is going to benefit? Because Deadly is definitely deploying a lot of battery here. Pesci is closing down. Pesci stays on the outside. Switches back to the inside. Locking up. Will he keep it within the white lines? He does keep it within. Deadly keeps it around the outside. These two are side by side into the corners now, as Deck is just praying that one of them takes each other out and he could just go home clean sailing. Rossibol picks up a time penalty. Deck is still sticking with these two drivers, both going at it hammer and tong. Will Pesci move up, try and go down the inside of Deadly into turn into the last corner of the race? I don't think he will, but he's going to be under pressure now for Pesci from Deck, because Pesci's tyres will now be very worn. Hazer picks up a 3-second time penalty as well, so I think that's counted him out of the top three. And the Pesci just needs to sort of stay with Deadly now. It doesn't have to get past him on track. Obviously, he would prefer to win the race normally. As it stands, obviously Deadly with the penalties will move down to P4. Pesci will take the top spot, but Pesci now under pressure from Deck in the Alpine. Pesci doesn't want to make too many mistakes here, but he needs to keep Deck behind him to take the top spot. This is gonna Deck having a little look into the corner there, just showing him the Alpine in the mirrors. Pesci will get a better exit here. Does start closing up on Deadly now. Deadly moves to the inside to cover off, but I don't think there's anything Deadly can do here. Pesci cuts back to the inside. Has a little lock-up, runs a tiny bit wide, but I think that's game, set, and match for Pesci there. Him and Deadly battled out for that corner. Last 3 laps. As Deadly is spun! Deadly's lost it. He's lost the front wing. Oh, there's even more tragedy for Deadly now, as Pesci will come around the last few corners in P1. And as long as he keeps it together through the last 2 here, he is home free. Pesci will come across the line in P1. Started from the back. Takes P1. Deck in P2. Hazer will move up to P3. Deadly will come across the line in P4. Shorlin will come across the line in P5. But he will jump up to P3. Hazer doesn't finish on the tops, on the spots. So your race leader is Pesci. Deck in P2. Christopher Shorlin jumps up to P3. Hazer in P4. Deadly with a spin at the end down to P5. Trengler gets jumped by Tesco's for P6. Merckx gets up, gets behind, gets in front of Poem for P8. Mr. P down to P9. Stepney Luke up to P10. El Humero coming across the line with Rusted Bolt hot on his tail. Will there be a last second change of the lead? Humero losing the back end a little bit, comes across the line. Hayes jumps both of them. Humero down to P11, P12, Rusted Bolt P13, JSS P14. Woody coming across the last few corners now. Sounds like some Red Bulls in there. There's Woody who goes a little spin. Will he put it in reverse? No, he won't. He's just gonna. Bevan takes him at the line. Woody comes across in P16. There's a Red Bull in the wall as Woody also puts his kick in the wall. But that was a fantastic end to the end there. Let's have a look in chat quickly. That was a good fight between Pesci and Deadly there towards the end. It's just unfortunate. Deadly obviously had a little spin. But yeah, we got Pesci is your race winner. Pesci with the fastest lap. Driver of the day for the game is Pesci. Most overtakes is Deck in the Alpine. We'll have a look at the race results here. We have Pesci started P18, finishing P2. Deck started in P16, finishing... Sorry, Pesci started 18, finishing P1. Deck in P2, and Sholin in P3. Just want to go get all this first. And then I go across here. Get all that for race control. And there's the old pillar stops. Couple of damages there. Front wing from Humoro, front wing from Hybrid, Warner and Rusted Bolt. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Pesci is your race winner tonight. It has been a thrilling race. Tomorrow we are... Where are we racing tomorrow? Where are we racing tomorrow? Tier 2. The Tier 2 drivers will be racing in Zandvoort. So please do tune in for tomorrow's race for Tier 2. But we have had a fantastic race here with Tier 1 today. No safety cars. No virtual safety cars. Very clean race. And so, yeah, please do join us tomorrow for Tier 2 race in Zandvoort. Have a good evening, everybody. And